Hi friends, in this video we see what multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance and hybrid inheritance. Let's see what multi-level inheritance is. Let's see what multi-level inheritance is. There are three different classes in multi-level inheritance. That is base class, which is parent class, we all know. Then there is a intermediate class because it inherits the properties and methods, whatever the data present in base class, and also it is got inherited or it was inherited by the another side class, that is derived class. So that is why this is called as an intermediate class, because it is in between the base class and derived class. And that's the three different classes in multi-level inheritance. So we understand this multi-level inheritance by making use of Mercedes car with name with different attributes like name, model, and at last we gather these two attributes of different classes in derived class. We print the information which is name and model from derived class. So let's implement this multi-level inheritance. Okay, now let's define our base class. Um, I want to name it as a parent A for a better understanding. Define init method. I said you already based on our example, we have to get an attribute with name of our car. We have listed name. Now we have properly defined the base class. Let's see about this intermediate class. This is parent B. I need to inherit the parent A class to this parent B. Then only it is called as multi-level inheritance, because there should be an intermediate class. It inherits the properties and methods of a parent class. So in this, I need to define I need to define model. So I have to define this init method, self parameter and name, and what next model. And in the previous video, I have already told you that if we define another init method, then that init method will override the init method present in parent class. So what we have to do now, we have to call the init method present in the parent class. So for that, we need to use the super function. We have to give here name of the function with then we have to give whatever the argument we have to access from the parent class. Then self.model equals to model. So this is how our intermediate class is defined. Now we have to define derived class. Let's give the name of this derived class with a child itself. And this we have to inherit intermediate class, that is parent B. Okay. In this we are accessing the name and model from the two parent classes. So what I need to do here, define method info, because we are gathering the information from two parent classes. Then pass the self parameter. After that, print self dot name, comma self dot model. So that's all this multi-level inheritance is. Um, let's define the child. Let's define the object also. A child. Yeah, remember this, we are defining object for our child class, okay? And we have to pass two arguments, that is name of our car. Let's take it as Mercedes Benz. Mercedes, okay, that's it. And the model of our Mercedes car is A class. Yeah, A class. And now finally, we have to access the info method, this. This info method present in child class. So let's see what's the output. If I get if I get an output Mercedes, then after that model of our car, then our multi-level inheritance is successfully defined. So let's see. Done. Mercedes A class. We successfully implemented multi-level inheritance. Let's see now what hierarchical inheritance is. Have a look over two different classes here. Child class 1, child class 2. These two different classes are inheriting the properties and methods that are present in the parent class. So it is going to form an hierarchy if more classes inherits the properties and methods from single class. So that is why it is called as a hierarchical inheritance. To understand with an example, we are taking here a car which is Mercedes with two different models. That means two different cars related to the same brand. So the name attribute we are defining in the parent class, and model and info method. Model is an attribute and info is a method. We declare these two in child classes. So let's understand and implement this hierarchical inheritance. Okay, come on, let's define parent class here. Class parent A. So I'm defining a name attribute by making use of init method because it initializes the attributes, and name argument because I pass to this method, and here self dot name equals to name. Now I'm going to declare a child class here, which is child 1, child 1 that inherits the parent A, parent A. So what we need to define the model, okay? Define init self name model. I think you may have understood why I have given your name, because if I define the init method here, then it is going to override the init method present in the parent class. I already told you in the previous video. So let's we have to call that method super we have to call that init method present in the parent class, and the name of the method is init, and passing the name argument to it. Then now I have to initialize model, and then I have to define info method. This prints the name of this car and model of this car. So that's all for this class, okay? This child class. Um, this is like a different object, okay? This is a For this class we are going to create an object, and for the second child class, we are going to create another object because these two are different objects, right? Mercedes A class and Mercedes C class. So in this program, we are going to create two different objects, and this another class we are going to define child 2. We are inheriting the same parent class here and define init method with model and pass the self keyword. What we have to just initialize this model, define info, print name of the car, yeah, and then model of the car. So now I successfully declared all of these two child classes and parent class, which is properly employs the hierarchical inheritance. Let's create an object child for child class. Okay, so child class 1. For this child class, for this child class, I'm going to create an object. This child class having an object, um, name of the car is Mercedes, and the model of this car is A class. Okay, and we have another car. Okay, same car but um different model car. Okay, child 2, name of the car is Mercedes, and model that it possesses is C plus. So that's all. We successfully passed the arguments that are required for the classes. Now we have to call the method of the respective class. That is child1 dot info. It prints the attributes of that object, and the child object. These are two different objects. So if I run this program, I got an error. Very nice. Mhm. So what I made a mistake here. Something. Look here. Type error. Child 2. It means the and child class takes only two positional arguments, but three were given. We have given three arguments. I have given these two arguments and the self, that is another argument that taken automatically. So here self model. Okay. Here I need to call the init method parent class. This I need to call this method. That's why I got an error. Okay. So where? Yeah, here. Super dot and name of the method. Here I need to give name, and also here because it takes the argument from that object. Uh, let's run again. Yeah, we got Mercedes A class and Mercedes C class. These are the two different objects we successfully implemented this hierarchical inheritance. Hybrid inheritance as a combination of two or more different types of inheritance. If you observe more clearly, you'll find that parent class A is being inherited by the intermediate class. and similarly for parent class B. Then this is a single inheritance. You can also find multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance. Let me show you. Here, if you observe, we have multiple inheritance where intermediate class is inheriting the properties and methods of both the parent classes A and B. Then this is also having a hierarchical inheritance where there's child class 1 and child class 2 are inheriting the properties of intermediate class. This is a hierarchical class. If you observe, if you um, watch the videos which I made previously, you'll get an understanding what are these different types of inheritances. And there is a mm, multi-level inheritance also here. That is parent class A is being inherited by the intermediate class, and this intermediate class is being inherited by the child class 5. Similarly for parent class B. So this entire composition is called as hybrid inheritance. I think you have understood what hybrid inheritance is. And in order to explain you clearly about this hybrid inheritance during the implementation, I took an example of a person, yeah, a person with the attributes of name, age, and where the person is working, the company name, and at last printing the information gathered from all the classes. Here, name is defined in the person's name is defined in the parent class A, and age is defined in the parent class B. Then this the company name is defined in the intermediate class. So, in the last, we are going to create two objects for child class 1 and child class 2, where the information is being printed from the child class 1 and child class 3. And let's go and implement this hybrid inheritance. Yes, now let's declare parent class with the name person. And this is person, sorry, parent, um, parent class A. And this I'm going to define or initialize attributes, name attribute, then self dot name equals to name. Let's declare second parent class that is with the name age. This is parent class B. Let's initialize age attribute here. And this sub dot age equals to age. Now we defined two parent classes. We have to define intermediate class here with the name company. And this intermediate, I already explained you in the figure that this intermediate class is going to inherit two parent classes, that is person and age classes. So this is a child class, sorry, intermediate class. In this, we are going to call these two, sorry, these two, this one and this one, these two methods. We are going to call these two methods. So for that, we have to declare init method inside self name, name age, these two parameters, and also company. We are going to initialize these three attributes. So to initialize the name argument or name attribute, we have to call init method present in the parent class. That is in the parent class. Oh, sorry, person. We have to call the method present in the person class. Inside, I have to pass this self comma and name. Next, age dot int self comma age. At last, we have to initialize company. Yeah, up to this, we declare the intermediate class also. Now, two classes, which are child classes, inherits the properties present in the company class. So, right now, whatever the classes I'm declaring, those are child classes. I'm giving the name for these child classes with details because these are the child classes that consist of all the attributes. So, inherits the properties present in the class company. Let me declare it with a comment. This is child class 1. A method info search parameter. Inside, I'm going to return a string that consists of name, age, and the person where he's working. So in this self dot name of the person, the name is with age self dot age is working in a company. This is the same method I'm going to declare in another child class. This is let's keep it as details 1 and this is details 2. Same child class 2. Yeah, that's all for this. Now I have to declare objects for these two classes, child classes. Okay. Details 1 equals to details 1. I have to give name. Let's take any name that is like Sai with an age of 25 and working in CodeLine. Let's just consider for this video up to okay. CodeLine is a company where he's working and details 2 equals to details and the person name is Vishnu with an age of around 27 or 26. Okay, and he's working in Google for suppose. Okay, now I have to print the final results that whatever the data, whatever the arguments that is inherited by these two classes from the entire process of this inheritance by performing the single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, and hierarchical inheritance will be finally we printed here with details, name of the object, dot, and method present in that object, that is info. And same statement for second object, dot info. Let's see what will be the output. I should get the first statement in my output screen as Sai is with age 25 is working in a CodeLine company. And then the second line I should get with Vishnu is with age 26 is working in a Google company. So let's see whether I get the expected output or not. Before that, let me here mention these are like objects. Object 1, and this is object 2. Let me run this. We got it. Done. Sai is with age 25 is working in a CodeLine company. Vishnu is with age 26 is working in a Google company. See, we got an output here. I hope you all understood the program, how I wrote and entered the logic here. I can also explain you again if you want. This is a parent class I declared it here, which is a parent A, and uh, this parent class initializes the attribute that is name. Okay. Then after we come to age, class age. Okay. This is a parent B, and we are initializing here age attribute. And then after, this is a intermediate class. I already explained what intermediate class is. Here we are going to initialize name of the company. So it will be initialized here. And if we inherit the two classes, then to call the respective method of a particular class, we have to use person, which is name of the class. Then the method we need to use, the name of the method, and we have to pass the self parameter here, that which is default to represent the current object, and the name that we want to initialize. So the control goes to the person class and get initialized for the attribute name, and then for the similar process for this age, for this statement also, and that's the end of that intermediate class. Now here these are the two child classes, child class 1 and child class 2. In this child class 1, we have a class name with details 1. um this is a person, like this is like a person 1. Okay, this is like a person 1, and this is like a person 2. So whatever the data, like it is going to inherit from the this this class company. So what kind of inheritance is this here? This is a multi-level inheritance from up to here, because it this company class inherits the properties that are present in the parent class, and this class is inherited by the another class, which is child class. This is a multi-level inheritance. And also you can see here, um, this is also from, if you consider from here to here, sorry, yeah, if you consider from here to this class, up to this class, this is hierarchical inheritance, because these two classes are inheriting the properties present in this class. Okay, so this has become an hierarchical inheritance. So likewise, at the end, we created the object here. We created the object here of just like two objects, and then finally we bring the details from the two objects. So that's the end of this video. In the next video, we are going to understand and learn about next concept that is present in the object-oriented programming, which is encapsulation. Thanks for watching the video, and please do like, share, and comment, because it is like a motivation for me to make more videos like this. And if you have any doubt, just ask in the comment box. Any feedback if you want to give, you can just text it in the comment box. Once again, thank you for watching my video.